Well, howdy there, Internet people, it's Belle again. So today, we're going to talk about Elon's interview. So, today, we're going to talk about Elon's interview and him not wanting to speak out against, the administration, and how the interview might have been a catalyst for his departure. If you saw the interview, the likes, totally make sense. So, the interview started off with Elon quickly saying, quote, "I think we want to stick to, the subject of the day, which is spaceships, as opposed to, presidential policy." Then he went on to talk about politics anyway and made some unique statements. When talking about government, he seemed to compare all government services to the DMV, saying, quote, "But my frank opinion of the government is that, the government is just like the DMV that got big, okay? So when you say it let's have the government do something, you should think, do you want the DMV to do it?" Selecting the DMV to represent all government is definitely a choice to make, especially while the Republican Party continually tries to add more requirements that slows the DMV down. He then went on to talk about the current administration and saying he doesn't agree with everything it does, but doesn't want to speak out, saying, quote, "So it's I agree with much of what the administration does, but we have differences of opinion. There are things that I don't entirely agree with, but it's difficult for me to bring that up in an interview because then it creates a bone of contention. So then I'm a little stuck in a bind where I'm well, I don't want to, speak up against the administration, but I also don't want to take responsibility for everything this administration's doing." He then went on to speak up against the administration by talking about the One Big Beautiful Bill and it raising the deficit, saying, quote, "I was disappointed to see the massive spending bill, frankly, which increases the budget deficit, doesn't decrease it, and undermines the work that the Doge team is doing." So, even though Elon wanted to talk about spaceships, he did provide the slightest bit of pushback against Trump's reckless deficit spending. Shortly after the interview was completed, a teaser went out containing Elon's criticism of Trump's bill. Within 24 hours, Elon announced he was out of the administration. The Trump administration is clearly a cheertatorship, not a cheerocracy. Now, whether or not the two events have a causal relationship is anyone's guess. But up until that moment, Elon was acting as if he would continue in some capacity. It might have just been the final straw, as other reporting seems to suggest Trump was asking if Elon's $1 trillion savings estimate was all just BS. And there was reportedly tension over the tariffs, with Elon warning Trump they could wreck the economy. For an administration that likes to project confidence, the newest wave of reporting is likely to ruffle feathers. I'm sure it won't be long until another of Trump's team is told, "You can't sit with us." Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.